How's it going, y'all? So, the Soccer Zero playtest happened last week, and I've seen a lot of mixed reviews on it. I didn't want to rush out a feedback video day one, so I took my time playing, thinking, and really reflecting on it. Now that the dust has finally settled though, I'm ready to give my honest thoughts on the playtest, from what they did good, what went wrong, and what can be improved on. There are two core systems that define this game, the stamina system and the volley mechanic. The stamina system works similarly to Basketball Zero, where you have 3 dribbles you can use that grant full immunity from steals. You also have headers and rainbow flicks too, both of which consume stamina. When this mechanic was first introduced back in BBZ, I was a huge fan of it, so I was really excited to see it again in the playtest. The best way to describe this design is use it, then pass, or lose it. 3 dribbles into a pass is primarily how your team will move the ball up the field. However, one thing I noticed is that the ball seems to have less iframes, so you need to be smart with your passes. Speaking of passes, they have this nice arc to them that tracks whoever you're passing it to. It falls off with distance though, but regardless, I think it's a pretty neat feature. While you most certainly can try to ball hog, once your stamina is up, you enter a fatigued state. You can't run, dribble, and your only choice is to pass the ball or lose it to an enemy. Once again, huge fan of this system because it doesn't make teamwork an option, it makes it a requirement. The next thing I think they did well is the volley mechanic, which draws direct inspiration from the volleys in the game Rematch. While at first glance it just looks like an ordinary shooting move that gives you aura, there's a lot more going on under the surface. It can be used for passing, dribbling, stealing the ball, clearing it, and so much more. This is an insanely versatile and powerful tool that empowers creative players who don't want to just run up to the goal, press a move, and score. Seriously, the amount of playmaking you can do is insane, and it's on a scale far greater than what BLR could ever provide. Next is the overtime feature. After time runs out while both sides are tied, a cutscene triggers before bringing players back to the field, where the next goal decides the match. The cutscene not only functions as a quick breather, but as a reminder that from here on out, every move you make matters. It's a small touch, but it does a lot for the intensity of the game. And the last good thing I want to talk about is the goalkeeper experience. While in other games where playing goalkeeper is straight up tormenting, it actually felt fun during the playtest. And that says a lot, because I hate playing goalkeeper. The hitboxes for keepers aren't too small or big, and the diving hitboxes seemed alright as well. While going up against a human keeper may seem daunting at first, if you're creative with your shots, you can play a lot of mind games. Keepers also have to sit through awakening shot cutscenes, and while this may seem as an inconvenience at first, I think it adds to the tension. After the cutscene ends, you have just about a split second to decide where you think the ball is gonna go. And the AI goalkeepers aren't stupid either. These guys actually have a brain, and about 7 times out of 10, they'll save the ball. Hell, they were so good that the devs had to nerf them same day. Although, there are 2 things I'm unsure about. The first is ball speed. I do agree with people saying the ball is moving slowly, but maybe that's what we need. If it were faster, defenders would have little to no time to counteract, and tactics like Tiki Taka would be virtually unstoppable. On top of ball speed, there's iframes. Maybe it's just me, but the ball seems to not have much iframes on shooting moves. While it does let you stop long-range shots, when you're close to the box, people can easily stand in front of the goal and block your chances. Once again, these are things I'm unsure about. Let me know what you think of these in the comment section. Alright, now it's time to address the bad. Or, I wouldn't even call it bad, more like what went wrong and things they can improve on. First, of course, are the bugs. The infinite Cheeto sprint, double goal, under the map, Cheeto's visual effect bug, and many more. The bugs were an inconvenience, but I'm not going to harp on them because 1, it's a playtest, so it's to be expected, and 2, I see it as an incredibly low-hanging fruit feedback-wise. However, there is just one thing I cannot overlook, and that's goalkeepers being able to hold the game hostage. Yeah, I know, they fixed it later in a subsequent patch, but first off, it could still be bypassed, and second, it should have never been a thing in the first place. I have no idea how that slipped from internal testing. And I already know someone is gonna bring up hitboxes. And maybe it's just me, but they weren't that bad. What? Listen. Me personally, I didn't experience anything notably bad, and most of the people I saw complaining about hitboxes just had terrible ping. If hitboxes were an issue for you though, then feel free to call me out on that. But the most important thing I want to talk about though is the balancing. Although it's a playtest, I can't be the only one who thought that Shido was a bit overtuned. His shooting move is absurdly fast, his dash goes really far, he can easily shut down passes by doing this. He also gets 2 moves in his awakening and can even use one of them twice. Playing Asagi legit made me feel that I was throwing the game at times. My point is, each style should have some check that keeps it from being too strong while giving players an incentive to play it. Although I haven't played it in a while, I think the devs should take a page from Azure Latch here. Aiku is a monster in defense at the cost of having no offensive power. Bachira has a lot of mobility at the cost of his moves having a bunch of end lag. And Yukimiya, I have nothing good to say. These balancing measures matter, and although the disparity in power isn't big now, my biggest worry is that when they introduce skill trees, it will only widen the gap in power. My hope is that the skill trees will be that measure to keep lower rarities relevant while ensuring each style has a unique feel to it. But we'll see, this is something that we won't have to worry about until way into the future. All things considered, I thought this playtest was pretty solid. It has its strengths and I really see the vision with the volley system. I can't wait to see the crazy plays that people come up with. The only negative for me was balancing, but it's something I'm sure they'll sort out before the game fully releases. To end things off, I want to talk about what I think they should add or change. And the first thing are volleys. Volleys are good. Too good, if I might add. During the playtest, there was no limit as to how many times you could chain a volley, so you could just infinitely volley the ball. So I think that there should be some sort of limit on how many times you can chain them in a row. Maybe 3 to 5, but not a number too small because that would feel impeding. The next thing is if overtime goes for too long, maybe have a small chance of penalty kicks happening. Not only does this fit the game, I think it would make the match a lot more tense. And finally, hear me out, keep whatever is going on here. Low-key, this is insane ball clearing tech. Please do not remove this. It's not a bug, it's a feature. Regardless, I see the vision that they're going for, and this game has the potential to create a new, refreshing experience. We just need to give it time. There's a chance for a playtest next week, and hopefully that goes well too because I'm looking forward to it. But anyways, that's all for this video. Let me know your thoughts on the playtest in the comment section below. Thank you for watching, have a great day, go watch Iron Lung, and peace out. Let me guess what you're gonna do. This guy, bro. Volley. Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I am not gonna lie, bro. If you don't flop this, that might be the nastiest oral lob I've ever seen in my life if you don't flop this, dude. Bro, if you don't flop this, I'm telling you.